Good morning, literature students. This lecture is in continuation to the earlier lecture as we were going through Act 3. Now we come to Act 4, and I have given you the summary and analysis, and the references from litcharts.com. And so now this particular scene, scene 1, it starts with Rosalind and Ganymede, and they meet Jakes, who is a fool. But there's a conversation between Rosalind and Jakes. So Rosalind doesn't prefer Jakes as a fool because he mainly talks melancholy. So and he fails in his attempt to match Touchstone, another fool, his all sophisticated foolishness, his witty character. So this is very remarkable. Okay, now so Jakes approaches Ganymede, wanting to get better acquainted. So Rosalind calls Jakes a melancholy fellow, and Jakes accepts the characterization because he knows, because he's talking that way. So he accepts the characterization but specifies that his kind of melancholy is not like any other and is rather a melancholy of his own, compounded of many simples and inspired by many experiences and travels. Rosalind declares that she would rather have a fool make her happy than experience make her sad, and Jakes depart. So, this is what I was telling you, that Touchstone is a very experienced fool. He's having great knowledge and he's having great intelligence. But compared to him, Jake, he fails in his attempt because he doesn't have that sophisticated foolishness and witty character of Touchstone. See, his name Touchstone itself, all the names which Shakespeare he uses, they are very symbolic. So that also you have to keep in mind when you read Shakespeare's plays. Okay, now what happens? Orlando enters, and Rosalind, she's dressed, disguised as Ganymede, and scolds him. So Rosalind scolds him for missing their meeting that morning because Orlando doesn't know that Rosalind, his beloved, is disguised as Ganymede. Okay, so Rosalind claims that she had rather have a snail for a lover because Orlando has made it late in meeting her. So she orders Orlando to woo her, and he says that if she were really Rosalind, he would kiss her before saying anything. So she responds that he should save the kiss for the moment when he runs out of things to say. So now, Rosalind, she is a very good planner. The way she disguises and the way she doesn't let, Orlando come to know that she herself is Rosalind and she is disguised as Ganymede. So, in when you follow this scene, so you will realize that Rosalind disguises, her disguise creates a very humorous effect because generally the audience, in theater and while you are reading the play, so because you know the truth of the situation, so the readers enjoy it, so it creates a humorous effects for the readers. So Orlando describes what he would do if he were talking to Rosalind unaware, because he's unaware that he actually is talking to real Rosalind, and this is what makes it very interesting situation. So she responds that he should save the kiss for the moment when he runs out of things to say. So here you find in Act 4, Scene 1, so you find that Rosalind is very much in love with Orlando, and Orlando also reciprocate the same. He also loves beloved Rosalind very intensely. Okay. So Rosalind teases Orlando that she will not accept him as a lover, and he dramatically replies that he will die. So Rosalind, uh, you know, she objects, citing that no one has ever died from love, and then she finally announces that she will love Orlando. She gets Celia to play the role of a priest in a play acted marriage between the two of them. So Rosalind is very much assisted by her cousin sister Celia, because Celia also knows the truth of the situation. So now when you come to the analysis, you realize, so this play acted marriage foreshadows their actual marriage, because she is playing here that they are going to get like she plays that as though she is getting married, and this foreshadows the actual marriage which will take place at the end of the play. So near around five marriages takes place at the end of As You Like It. So it's a beautiful comedy with merry ending, with happiness, etc. So at the same time, it allows Rosalind to get to enjoy, the situation, and she loves marrying the person whom she loves, and here she enacts, but she is herself is real, so that is what makes situation very interesting. So Rosalind is less ridiculous about love than Orlando is. She refuses to agree that someone could die from love. So, this is what Rosalind objects, citing that no one has ever died from love. And then she finally announces that she will love Orlando. So she confesses. She gets Celia to play the role of a priest in a play acted marriage between the two of them. So any incident, any situation, so Celia is always there to assist Rosalind, not only as a sister but as a very good friend. So this is what you have to keep in mind. So next, Rosalind, who is Ganymede, disguised as Ganymede, tries to make herself, Rosalind, seem unappealing by promising Orlando that she will be jealous and temperamental in their marriage, all the more so because of and not despite of her wisdom. Orlando does not believe this could be true. He then departs to have dinner with the Duke, so over Rosalind's protest, but promises to return by 2 o'clock. So this particular, when Rosalind wants Orlando to prolong their stay, so you realize that how much she is in love with him. So Rosalind and Orlando's amusing banter which takes place in scene 1 of Act 4, it indicates their mutual compatibility. Okay, so this creates a great interest. Rosalind's comments about women, they are all, when she says women are also rather stereotypical of the delightful girl in love who becomes a terror as a wife. So here, Celia says, why you are criticizing women? So there, because she does that in a very humorous mood. And here that scene comes to an end. So students, tomorrow I shall continue with your scene 2. Thank you for your patience, students, and please make notes, complete notes of Act 4, all the scenes, so that will help you out. So thank you for your patience.